Hello YouTube. So today we're gonna talk about Underrot 29. So one thing that you want to consider in Underrot is that you might want to go for intervene because you can intervene the fixates and then they're basically good to go. You just don't want them to move too far away, so intervene doesn't work. And then you're Gucci. So the way that we played this Underrot 29 is, well, I went from a 26 to a 29 on this character. We're going fairly slow. There's no reason to rush it. We had more than enough damage. I think we went something like this, and then this is basically how you want to set the pulls up. But what you do is you just constantly chain as soon as the blood swarmer is dead. Just constantly chain. And instead of playing the ticks at the start, because it fucking hurts the group, so you know, it's just a aspect where you can wipe and fuck up the entire key. We play this little blood swarmer here because just play a blood swarm here because I've got intervene anyways and I've got plenty of stuns. Walk past here. Pull that in whenever we feel like it. Chain into this as soon as this worm is dead, and maybe the death speaker as well. And then we kill that. And we're Gucci at 100%. But what you do is just constant chaining here. So I'm gonna do this at 1.5 times speed. This is with a pug group, by the way. We played a 27 North before. This is without comms. And a non-meta comp as well, but they're all playing fairly good. That's quite nice. Be ready to stop the worm at all times. If no one else is stopping it, you should try and do it. That's how you make sure your group is alive. You could also intervene people getting charged by the matron here. I think it's always going to be the furthest target that the matron charges. You also want to stop the blood priest's abilities. Dark reconstruction fully heals something. And there's another spell which gives the target a buff which prevents it from going beneath 1 health, well, which prevents it from dying. If you have a soothe, you want to soothe the matron as well, otherwise it fucking hurts. Oh, we're just taking the next pack in, no big deal as well. You want to look out for spears going on whoever is getting charged by the matron or overlaps with spears. And after the charge of the matron, you don't want to stand in front because he does a frontal cleave. I think he's dying again, but I'm not. No, he's alive. But I should have used my intervene here, but I'm not too comfortable with playing my warrior yet again now. We'll go next pack. This is a channel ability on whoever he targets. If you're early to the pack, he's just going to target you first because he casts it insta. There's no RNG beneath that. You can tank that first one without an issue, I'd say. The Befouled Spirit does an AoE thingy, which you make sure you kick that, because otherwise it's gonna probably wipe everyone else but you. As a tank, that is. I am playing Spellblock here for a few reasons. First boss, in case kicks are not coordinated, it can be good. I'm not sure if it actually matters though. If it actually mitigates anything of the absorption, but I can imagine that it might be possibly good. But the main reason is for third boss to soak shrooms if needed. But you don't really need Spellblock that much here. Not that big of a deal. Try to get reflects in on this boss. It's a big deal. Dodge the creeping rot whenever he does his... I don't know why I'm explaining this boss. It should be fairly simple. I think what's most relevant here is how to do the pulls on trash at the next part. So we're gonna skip a bit forward. We're taking these living rots. You can go bigger here as a guardian. I used to go bigger here and a bit more crazy. We're taking this, and I think we take another living rot in as well. Yeah. Down. Focus the blood swarmer. Try to keep them stacked. Intervene people, stun You can also hamstring the blood swarmer to make it walk slower, obviously. Obviously you want to care about kicks as well, but you want to split it up a bit. You don't want to get too much into the same pool, or if you get a bit of everything, you don't want to get too big of a pool. If you get a bit of the same, you can go as big as you however like. Like for example, you could play all living rots at the same time and not have a single fucking issue. That could actually be a thing. Stop the maggot, the frontals are one shots. It is almost impossible to outrange them, by the way. Like, they are going so fucking far. As you can also see though, we're playing this rather chill. This is not a big pull, this is a fairly small pull. What I'm doing as soon as the blood swarm is dead, I'm pulling these, and I'm just building up threat on these slashers, then I'm pulling in the patrol, and I should be going for a blood swarmer ASAP as soon as I've made sure that I have got threat on these, even if I heal or resume, but that should be fine. I'm a bit bad at keeping my front towards enemies right now, because I've played my Guardian too much and it's made me brain dead. No, intervened him. I might let him drink a bit, yeah. And then we're going big, and then we go straight into boss after, like we just continuously chain. This blood swarmer is dying fairly quickly, and that's all that matters here. The blood swarmer and the maggot dying. The blood swarmer being the main thing, especially on a fortified week here. Trying to stack them up ASAP just so we still kill off things. I pulled the maggot in. The reason I'm not pulling the other pack behind me just yet is because I wanted to stun that, and I want to make sure nobody's dying from the blood swarmer. So I'm stunning it again, probably. No, I didn't have anything. The rogue blinded. Pulling this, and I think we killed a maggot and I chain. I think things might be dying a bit early. I'm focusing the Death Speaker first because we do want that to die eventually as well. If it gets the frenzy off, we're basically fucked. Another thing that you might want to look out for on higher keys, especially fortified keys, might be the Death Speaker's wicked soul ability. The thing that gives a debuff. I want to bait charges on this boss. And indigestion goes another way. Before tantrum you might want to bring it to the middle, because it's going to roam back and forth in a bit smaller area if you bring it to the middle first, compared to what he does in other ways. I'm bringing it here now. And from my experience, when you don't bring him to the middle, he's gonna run from this end here all the way over to that end. Now he's just staying in the middle, and you get a fairly decent circle of worms to step on. Everyone should be helping him more or less with those worms though. Not everyone, but someone, sorry. We're just gonna go past this now. I'm assuming that the rogue is pulling, or the mage is pulling that pack. Otherwise I would leap for it myself, pull it, but that's a bit risky at all times. All we care about is killing the horror now. Then I will pull the blood swarmer in. What you want to watch out with the blood swarmer and the Death Speaker at the same time though is the wicked soul thing you cast going off, and the blood swarmer changing his fixate target at the same time. That's a lot of damage. And would probably kill someone. So now I'm just looking for a close one, but I'm not getting one. Fuck BSV. Right, another thing is that I'm playing with BSV right now. I am doing that in higher keys. I don't feel like I need the shield charge attack speed. I don't need shield block from shield charge either. So. I'm making sure to not have them run weirdly and pull the pack that's a bit more north. And as you can see, we are indeed without comms, since I'm typing me first rogue star, and then I trust that they pick one each of the others, and which they did. Might be lucky, but it's what it is. And we'll be fine with this. Then we're going boss, chaining a bit. I got dispelled a bit early there, but that's alright. I've also got my spellbook running. This one is a bit scary, but I'm just soaking them and then I stone form. Kept one though, because I fucked up. Now I'm keeping close, but I shouldn't be close, because the closer the shockwaves, no, sorry, not shockwaves, the upheavals are to the targets, the less time they have to dodge it. There's two ways to position for these shrooms though. One is being in like a corner, which I'm now, trying to get the biggest cluster that I can have close by. Or you go in a direct line. Nice, Xer. Happy to hear that. We've got another shockwave, so that's why I'm not soaking these. If there's anything left over, I would have soaked that. But the first one, the very first wave, is in general the wave that you want to soak something on. If you have a holy paladin, he should probably soak it, or in this case we should have maybe had a rogue cloak, unless I actually soak things. If I can soak things, I should do it early. So otherwise it's an indicator that hey, someone else has to do it. If not, they don't have to worry about it, you know. If I do it early, it's an aspect that the other group members do not have to worry about. And it's always in each turn there's like two upheavals times 2 and 2 shockwaves. So should be more than fine, but the first one feels a bit weird. Maybe it's only one upheaval in it, I'm not sure, but all I can remember is that you do want to soak in the first one. So what you can do here is two different things. If you have a priest, you can mind suit that faces corruptor and then you walk here. Just be careful to not walk close to the worm, because then you're gonna pull that, and if you pull the worm, you're probably pulling that defiler. Or you can jump up to the left here, walk around here, and then in and walk in between these branches. We could have shrouded here as well. I'm waiting a bit for people to come up and to watch so they don't pull anything from behind, because if they pull something from behind, we're most likely fucked and the key is depleted if I've pulled this as well. Look out for the grotesque horror and look out for the death speaker. I think we're gonna have the death speaker and rage here, if I remember correctly, to be honest. And also one void spit is more than fine as long as the guy is stopped. So I'm trying to not make it stun immune. I'm trying to not waste my stops on anything unnecessary, but that's a fuck up. However, I do have my defensives ready and it doesn't matter if that happens. Should not turn my back like that though, but it's alright. From the the faceless corruptors are doing two things. Abyssal reaches, spawns tentacles, don't walk on these, don't be too near them, move a bit away. The other thing is called as much as maddening gaze. He faces one direction, fucking amps the ground and lays off a beam on the ground. If you get hit, it's probably gonna one-shot DPSs at this key level, but as a tank you would get feared, so you wanna change direction. I'm slowly moving, but I don't want to chain it to the next one, but you could rather easily do that. If you want, this is a fairly decent spot to Bloodlust as well, but we're not gonna do that. It's a marathon, not a race, this fight in general. And he's dying because I lose aggro. I did not expect that in any fucking way. That's my bad. We also have the priest dying, and this gets a bit scary here. He's trying to rest, which is fairly good of him, but as you can see, he went a bit too close to the tentacles here. Should have waited so he gets fucking smacked. I did not think that that would be too close though, but it must have been just in line. So they're just gonna run now. Keep on watching these. Try to move the mobs a bit away from the tentacles as well. Especially now, I should go, since the worm is dying, I should move into a corner, which I am. And then I rotate a bit. You've got like this square here. You move on all the way to the other side. You can rotate back and forth. What do you mean the key was done, Volk? Well, I mean, that's up to you. If it's needed, you can, but there's no reason to do it, right? Unless timer is tight, I would say. So obviously there's also the argument that, hey, well, this feels fucking inefficient, you have to do this. Well, you don't have to do it unless you have to. And whilst playing my mage, I can also relate that it can be hard realizing where it's actually facing. It's not about a skill issue, it's actually about the visuals, seeing where it's actually facing. So we're more than fine on time left, by the way. Like, they're pumping. We're almost done with one phase of this boss, and that's it. What you want for this boss is you definitely want a priest in your group, especially on Tyrannical Week, because priest can mass dispel the debuff. The other thing is the light circle you get. You want to stand in that. That also dispels the debuff off of you, and I think it also clears ground. Good morning, Ben. So the most important thing here is general priest. Well, you might want to kill spores if they don't die from themselves, but you don't have to worry about it too much. Like, don't just start fucking blasting spores because whatever fucking reason, but you do want to kill spores before they arrive to you. But ideally you can also move a bit better and more, and therefore kill less. You can also use things as shocking disclosure. For example, yeah, PI on the spores, that sounds like a good idea. For example, I should be sometime during the fight going with shocking disclosure close to the spores and popping it, and they just die. They've got 1 HP, so it's not a big deal. If you're also very scared of them, I could sometimes throw a Ravager out there. And if they're in for any fucking reason coming one from in front, you might want to kill that off, because otherwise it's gonna be coming towards you and towards you and towards you, and gonna be in a bad spot. And you always want to bait these in some kind of way, like either behind you or out to the wall. It's more or less up to the group itself. Well, that was it. Thanks for watching. I don't think we have anything else to